also do have your potential updates, potential upsets for every conference for NCAA football survivor pools. I do have the notes with me as I'm looking at it because, matter of fact, I love this new. Matter of fact, I love this new paper I bought. This paper is actually legit. Okay, let's see. Because it's better than the other one that I had. Okay, here we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one conference at a time. So let's start off with the Big Ten. So you have seventh ranked Indiana going to Oregon. Okay. So the Hoosiers do have a chance to knock off the undefeated Oregon Ducks. That could be a major upset, even if Indiana's offense can exploit Oregon's defense, as according to Sports Grid. So when we look at the grid sheet, according to Splash Sports, let's see. I know I, I know I don't. I know I actually. Well, gonna. If I don't have it, I know I got it in my laptop, so I ain't tripping about it. So let me go to my laptop because I thought I did download it. Goodness gracious! So let me go to my grid sheet for the Big Ten. As a matter of fact, I'm glad I didn't delete that. So according to Splash Sports, because as a matter of fact, that's why I gave you a referral code UUM2IX is loading up. So according to Splash Sports, it's loading up because we're in week 7, by the way. So according to Splash Sports, they have Oregon a 74.40 chance of beating the Hoosiers, as the Hoosiers have a 25.60 chance of beating Oregon. So keep that in mind. Then you also got a primetime game as the Michigan Wolverines will head to USC, as Michigan has a 42% chance, while USC has a 58% chance. That's going to be a very interesting game. Then another one you have is the Buckeyes and the Fighting Illini. Matter of fact, they give the Buckeyes an 82% chance of beating the Fighting Illini. That's a very great stat. Then you also got Penn State. That's a home game against Northwestern. As a matter of fact, Penn State has a 95% chance of beating Northwestern. Then also you want to look at Purdue and Minnesota. Now Purdue has a 23% because that game is going to be in Minnesota. Minnesota has a 77% chance because right now, since we're in October and then November, that's when things can get shaky. And then you'd be like, oh my God, I never thought it would happen. So please be aware. Then also is Wisconsin. Okay. Wisconsin is going to be facing Iowa. Now, that is Wisconsin's home game because last week they did get their butts kicked by Michigan. So they giving Wisconsin a 42% chance, while Iowa is 58. Because this is not the Wisconsin team that we're used to seeing. All right, so we got that out the way in the Big Ten. Let's look at the SEC. SEC. Now I got the SEC grid sheet with me, by the way. And by the way, if you do have any questions to ask, feel free to ask. Now, the SEC. Now let's look at Missouri and Alabama. Missouri has a 44% chance. That's a home game against Alabama, as Alabama has a 50 chance, which I would stay away for that game. I really would stay away from that game. And plus, we don't know what Alabama is, even though they did beat Georgia. You know what I mean? Because anything in the SEC is kind of like a crapshoot. Then you also look at Florida, as they're going on the road to face Texas A&M. As a matter of fact, Texas A&M has a 73.70 chance, as Texas A&M is also on upset alert, as that Gators defense could create opportunities for turnovers, and that is leading to a chaotic SEC race. Then you also have 12th ranked Tennessee as they're going to face Arkansas. Tennessee has a 82.80% chance of beating Arkansas. Now, while a roll upset over a top 15 team is unlikely for Arkansas, the defense will need to get takeaways and control the tempo against Tennessee high power offense. Because if you notice this season, Tennessee got a high power offense. Then you got 19th ranked Auburn going to be playing South Carolina, as Auburn has a 41-30% chance as they're giving South Carolina 23. That's a game I will avoid. So that match could be a defining win for Mississippi State's new coach. Oh, that's the wrong one. I'm looking at the wrong one. Silly notes. Well, whatever. So next one we're gonna do with the ACC. Now ACC, you have Stanford and SMU. As Stanford is a winless on the road this season, they have an opportunity to end that against SMU. They're coming off a bye week. Now SMU has a 90.90% chance, according to Splash Sports, while Stanford has 9.10. Yikes. Then next one, you have Virginia Tech and Georgia Tech. And by the way, Georgia Tech is undefeated. Georgia Tech has an 86.10% to beat Virginia Tech. That game is in Virginia Tech. Now, Virginia Tech did lose to a close game last week and will be looking to get back on track against a Georgia Tech team is playing at home. Then you also got Wake Forest at Oregon State, as Wake Forest has a 50% chance of beating Oregon State. Now they're looking to build on their comeback win from last week. So, and because that game is on the road, that's going to be a very tough environment at Oregon State. Then the next one we have is the Big 12. Big 12 is we're looking at BYU at Arizona. Now, this is like a crapshoot. Now, BYU has a 50-50, while Arizona has a 49-50% chance whoever wins that game. Now Arizona has been rolling and present a balanced offense attack. BYU has weakness on both sides of the ball and struggle with red zone efficiency. So that's a game I would not take. Then you got University of Central Florida, not South Florida, Central with a C. Now, Cincinnati has a 81%, 80% chance. That game is in Cincinnati, by the way. Now, Cincinnati, I got to tell you, they're got to be like the biggest surprise in the Big 12 this season. They won 4 straight games, including the upset over Iowa State. Then another one, Iowa State at Colorado. Iowa State has a 52% chance, while Colorado has a 48. So that could be either or on that. And then I think I saw one in the Mountain West, because we usually don't talk about the Mountain. Well, we talk about it, but it's not as glamorous. Okay, it's not as glamorous conference, because since I'm in the East Coast, it's okay. All right. There was a couple of games. I thought I saw one. The one I did see. Okay, let's see. Let me see right now. Oh, wrong one. Week 7. Okay, San Jose State. Okay. Well, we ain't got to worry about that. Well, I ain't got to worry about that. But there's not too many games. Now, the one I see is Boise State. It's a home game for them as they'll face New Mexico. Then Fresno State is going on the road against Colorado State. Then San Diego State has a home game against. Wait, that's a road game. So San Diego State is going on the road to play Nevada. And then UNLV is undefeated. They'll play Air Force, as UNLV has a 69.70% chance of beating Air Force. So since I'm doing all this, I do have a survival pool grid sheet on the website. You can also look that on YouTube. The link is in the box description below as well.